To make your witch, you'll need some light green salt dough, dark green, black and a little bit of red. You also need some plain flour, a rolling pin, a circular cookie cutter, some greaseproof paper, a ruler, a glass of water and a knife. Now my knife's quite sharp, but you can do this with a blunt knife, and you should make sure if you're using a sharp knife that you've checked with an adult first that it's okay. Now, first thing you need to do is sprinkle some flour out, and you're going to roll your light green dough. Now if you keep turning it each way and then do a little bit more rolling, then you don't end up with a long thin strip, you end up with more square bit, which is a bit easier to work with. You want to do it to about 1.5 centimetres thick. Then you use your circular cookie cutter to cut a circle out. And that's going to be the basics of your witch's face. But we don't want a completely round face. So if you pinch either side at the bottom, you can sort of make a bit of a knobbly chin. And then with a little bit more of the light green, you're going to make this into a nose, so you have a nice sticky out nose. You roll it into a ball and kind of pinch it, so you make like a pyramid shape. Now we're going to stick that on there to make it a little bit easier to stick. Put your finger in, now you don't need much water, so just put your finger in, dampen it a little bit where you want the nose to go, and push it together and kind of splodge it around a little bit, so that it all goes into one, rather than being just something you stuck on. Because if you don't use the water, it might break off when you cook it. So that's that. Now, for the mouth, we use the red. So we don't need very much of this. What I'm going to do, roll it out quite thin, as thin as you can get it without it breaking, really. And you can put it down there. Now you can have a smiley witch, you can have a frowny witch, kind of make it all go upside down and look sad. However you like it. I'm going to have a bit of a smiley witch there, and again, put just a little tiny bit of water. It'll help keep it stuck on there. Now, for the hair, you're going to use the dark green, and again we're just going to roll lots of little snakes. I find if you want it thin, it's easier to do it with your hands. You just do short bits at a time. You don't need to do it right at the top because we're going to put a hat on her. If you put it down the side, and again, same thing with the water, just helps it stick a little bit easier. And we're going to do several of these. So you're going to repeat the process. Ends up looking a bit like Medusa. If you don't know the story of Medusa, she had green snakes in her hair. All her hair, in fact. So I'll just do, I'm going to do 3, but you can keep going as many times as you like, really. Okay, so now we've got her hair, we're going to move on to doing our hat. Now if you take again a little bit of the black, first of all, I'm going to do the brim of the hat just from a sausage shape. So if you roll it out, so it's about 1 centimetre in thickness each way, and then stick that to the top. And if you find that you've rolled it a little bit too big, you can just cut the edges off. Now we need to do the sort of triangular bit of the hat. So before we do this, we're going to move our witch onto our greaseproof paper. Put a little bit more flour down again, because we're going to use a rolling pin to roll out our black. Again, you want it to about half a centimetre thickness. Sorry, centimetre and a half thickness. And then we're going to cut along our ruler once, twice, and third time, so that you make a triangle. Now a triangle is going to go. Now if like me you find that your triangle's a bit larger base than you think looks right, you can squidge it a bit when you stick it together. And you can even, I'll move that out of the way, turn it over a bit at the top so it looks like she's got a bit of a battered hat if you like. Now our witch is nearly done. We're going to do eyes. I'm going to give mine dark green eyes. I'm going to roll 2 small balls. Once again, a little bit of water on there. And again for the other eye. And I'm going to use the black to give her 2 little pupils. Now if you want, at this stage, you can also give your witch a wart on the end of her nose or on her chin or anywhere. Mine's going to stay wartless for today. Your finished witch will need to go on a baking tray, and if you get an adult, put it in the oven at 50 degrees centigrade or gas marker half for 2 to 3.5 hours. Now this sounds like a long time. The top of it will go quite hard quite quickly, but if you get a parent or another adult to take it out of the oven for you and turn it over after about an hour and a half, it will cook the bottom of the half properly. If you take it out too soon, it goes sort of soft in the middle and disintegrates after a while. Now my witch has come out of the oven and cooled. If you want to check if yours is ready, and once she's cool enough to touch, if you dig your nail in gently on each side in several places, if it doesn't give, then it's done. If it's soft enough that your nail goes in, then she needs to be popped back in the oven for a little bit longer. Now, once your witch is done, you can use her as a decoration on your table or on the side. If you want to make sure she lasts round for next Halloween as well, then you need to give her a couple of coats of varnish. Otherwise, you're done.